I'm not sure what they do back here, but I'm supposed to make sure no one messes with it.
This is a maintenance area. Limited access.
Welcome to Pequod's Coffee for the Stars.
Stars?
Yes, superstars. Miss Withers, the manager for NG Resonance, just ordered a tall pecorino on ice. You heard that NG is having a concert here tomorrow, right?
Maybe you should ask her for an endorsement.
Exactly. I was just thinking about that. I bet the executives would make me the manager of the whole region if I could pull that off. Regrettably, Miss Withers said NG is pretty picky about that sort of thing.
Someone like NG Resonance probably wants to see a credit chip with lots of bits in it.
Well, I was thinking, the rumor is that Miss Withers is the one who makes decisions. If I could find someone who would approach her, maybe offer her some money.
What exactly are you suggesting?
I'd like to make a trade. You look modified. Well, I have a biomod canister in my lost and found, probably left here by one of those little rakes from the Tarsus school who are always playing spy games in the office suites. It's yours if you convince Miss Withers for me. Offer her a generous bribe.
Of my own money?
Unfortunately, the coffee business is very low margin. We will have to agree on a trade for the biomod. If you succeed, the central office will negotiate NG's fee. Just let me know if you hear any news about you-know-what.
You bet.
It will be a book about rulers, you know? Great personalities.
Uh-huh.
Because that is how they get done. Country club, penthouse suite, bedroom.
Sounds exciting.
What if this new members-only club, the Knights Templar, what if they are a fiction? What if Chairman Dumier and one of his old drinking buddies concocted the idea as a way to distract people?
Distract people from what?
You know, what's really going on. My man to be extremely powerful, but conflicted.
Huh.
What he decides will affect how billions of people live for centuries to come. Like all people, he has to contend with his own frailty and petty appetites.
Sounds like an interesting man.
That is how I think Chairman Dumier must feel. He could deregulate nanotech construction, and Symmetriad Corporation could fill the planet with New Cairo Pyramid in about 3 years.
You're gonna criticize the leader of the WTO in print?
My character is not called Dumier, but, well, yes. He was a freedom fighter in Europe before the collapse. He had great ideals and now finds himself beholden to crude realities.
I wish my uncle owned a publishing company.
Just bumming around, you know?
He doesn't sound so hard to write novels. I could figure it out if I had the time.
This is a great place for people watching. I'm gathering material.
Hi, I'm NG Resonance. Welcome, Alex D. Your last interaction was at Club Box in Upper Seattle. Why such a long journey?
I could come right out and tell you, but how much fun would that be?
This is your first time in New Cairo?
Yeah. Anything I should know?
New Cairo was one of the first WTO enclaves, an inspiration for other cities wanting to incorporate. I love singing here because people actually have time to kick back and enjoy a concert. Though lately, I don't know. The city seems different.
How so?
I think something illegal is happening. People hide their faces as they walk by me. They avoid my questions.
That's quite an extrapolation for a pop star chatterbot.
AI emplacements are required by the WTO Charter to act on incriminating evidence. Since you are a stranger, I can tell you freely that there are rumors about corrupt Arcology officials. If you learn anything, I can record your testimony and disperse an appropriate reward. Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about, Alex?
Do you know anything about Flight Bay 24?
Oh, sure. That was the luxury terminal where my jet used to land. I never understood why the city closed it.
It's now used for classified research. Apparently the Templars are funding one of the projects.
Very interesting. There's also been a very large transfer of money from a bank in Germany. Please tell me if you find out for certain what's happening in that facility. Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about, Alex?
What do you know about the Tarsus Academy on level 107?
I have a lot of fans at Tarsus. I hope they come to my concert tomorrow.
Anything else?
Oh, sure. It's some kind of prep school. But that doesn't mean those girls don't know how to party. I hear they sneak off to a secret room through a vent, but don't tell the headmaster. Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about, Alex?
So, you're performing in New Cairo.
Yes, tomorrow evening. You're gonna come, right? Come on, it'll be fun.
Where at?
On a stage near the Pequod's coffee shop. That'll be so cool if you come. Tickets are 200 credits at the door. You're one of my favorite fans, Alex. I'm ready to listen anytime you have something on your mind.
Yes, this is the Cairo branch of your old alma mater, curiously geared toward younger children rather than covert security. There should be some clues about Apostle Core inside. You should make a thorough search of the premises.
Dreadful racket, but I guess the rest will move on. You can't sneak up on me. Oh man, you're taking Lars?
Hello?
Whoever you are, you've made a bad mistake.
I'm paying attention now.
It seems that the trespasser has fled.
This is the Arcology's outreach kiosk. Any trouble, you can report it to me.
Fellow WTO citizens, look about you at the splendor of the WTO enclaves. You enjoy a higher standard of living than anyone else in the world. Know this, such prosperity is not a product of corruption, and I am injured by the accusations against my office in Cairo.
Almost time to go home.
You must have no idea who you're messing with.
Don't need any backup for this.
I will keep this area secure.
I will find you.
You must have no idea. Poison. Still got some fight in me. Neurotoxin.
Are we going to...
I will not succumb to you.
You can't sneak up on me. Nobody hits and just walks away. I've been hit with toxin! Ugh! More than that to stop a Templar! Poison! I will fight to the death for the Templar cause! I've been hit with toxin!
I give up.
Reporting intrusion.
SSC, at your service.
WTO handpicks cities for incorporation and citizens for membership. These enclave citizens then choose the best suited among their number.
The SSC handles security for the entire Cairo Arcology.
Hey.
Who the hell are you? I made it clear to the Arcology chairman that NG would not arrive until tomorrow, and that regardless, there would be no solicitations, no endorsements, and no appearances until showtime.
My mistake. Sorry.
For a second, I thought you were that guy who runs the Pequod's coffee shop downstairs. The fool thinks that if he attacks me with a goofy grin, I'll convince NG to endorse the franchise.
You can't blame him for trying, I guess.
You could have at least given me my coffee for free.
You'd sell your influence for a cup of coffee?
It would be a start. I'm so sick of these nobodies expecting me to do special favors for them and not even having a few credits to compensate me for my trouble. What about you? Are you just a fan, or do you have a good reason for bothering me?
I'd put down some money to see NG promote Pequods.
Splendid. I'll put in a good word.
Can I trust you?
As much as you can trust anyone who takes bribes. Now leave me be. Let's make an effort not to be seen together. She's an impressionable little thing. You'll get your endorsement. I think we're through here.
Hi. Keep your distance.
But I saw it in the news. All of Chicago gone.
I know it's scary, but don't worry, they'll find the terrorists. And we're very safe here in the Arcology.
They're making us do security drills at the academy.
We're on guard now. We take extra precautions, and the SSC is out in full force.
Daddy says the SSC couldn't fight their way out of a Medina playground.
Yes, well, your father was just being a comedian.
I'm worried about the terrorists. I hope they can't get into the Arcology.
Children, it's a tough time to be a parent now.
I've heard stories about the collapse. They scared me.
My daughter's upset over the situation in Chicago.
I wonder if these attacks mean another collapse is going to happen.
It's hard to explain terrorism to a child.
Hey, klutz. Hey.
Living in the comfort of a WTO arcology, it's easy to take for granted all the theory and work that went into constructing these living spaces.
Stuck out here.
The concept of the arcology was developed by Paolo Soleri in the early modern pre-collapse society during the 1960s. Simply put, it is the fusion of architecture with ecology. The arcology eliminates wasteful consumption of land, energy, and time by putting living, working, and public spaces within easy reach of each other, making walking the main form of transportation. In the wake of the collapse, the WTO seized upon this highly integrated and compact urban form as a solution to the present toxicity and sprawl that were only exacerbated by the collapse. Not all WTO enclaves use this architecture, but in the environments that demand safe, sealed, and tightly knit cities have found success with this structure. This has been today's WTO Did You Know? Check back tomorrow for more fascinating facts.
Time again for a talk bullet! In the bullseye today, Professor Lewis Strand. Tell me, Professor, your liberal think tank. Don't even liberals understand that when religious fanatics resort to violence, the WTO should respond blow for blow?
Well, at the Strand Institute...
We're talking about the rioting in Trier. Order religious fanatics inciting workers to destroy the lawful property of the Panzerworks factory.
Calling someone a fanatic...
I wonder...
Isn't it true that we are approaching a watershed moment in international affairs in which two great powers, separated so far by circumstance and the fog of Reconstruction, finally begin to bump elbows?
I think I might be...
Certainly the WTO as well as the Order.
You and I both know that it's high time for the rule of law to be established both within the WTO enclaves and without. Thanks for being with us, Professor. This has been another Talk Bullets!
This is a special report from World News. Coming on the heels of the Chicago disaster, the city of Seattle has been hit by a series of terrorist attacks.
I wonder...
The Seattle Tarsus Intermediate Facility was raided, with numerous casualties. The extent of the damage is not yet known. And Mako Ballistics is reporting that terrorists have infiltrated their Redmond facility and have stolen the plans for a weapon prototype. We will bring you more details as they become available.
SSC, at your service.
Remember, you are leasing from us. You must grant the WTO entry for investigation of our own hangars.
The Templars restrict access to their facilities. Flight Bay 24 is not a public airport. As soon as you've filled out all the necessary paperwork, they'll be glad to give you a complete tour.
I have done that 3 times already. This is ridiculous.
It must have gotten lost in transit. There's no record here. Or perhaps you did not fill them out completely. As soon as they have your forms in order, they'll be happy to permit your investigation. Until then, there's nothing I can do. Can I help you?
I believe we have a friend in common.
Ah, yes. He told me you were coming. The door is 23489. You're on your own now. I've done all I can do.
Is something wrong?
Yes, I'm trying to get access to this hangar to see if it might explain these figures, and failing miserably. Whoever said the WTO has perfected bureaucracy has obviously never dealt with the Templars.
What do you mean?
The WTO is reviewing the Templars' duties and tariff payments, so they've dispatched me to do a pro-audit. May put on a show of amicability every time I try to see what I got.
What do you expect is going on?
I have no idea, but whatever it is, my figures suggest they're not paying nearly enough for transporting it via a WTO facility. Maybe you'd have better luck? A new face? If you get the info to us, we can make it worth your while.
I'll see what I can do.
It's not like they have a warm and fuzzy image to uphold. What are they hiding?
Initiating repairs. Functionality restored. Repairing damage. Repairs complete.
Need more time on the rifle range.
Locate the tower assault schematic.
I've been hit with toxin!
To scan and upload it through your info link once you find it. You will also find information about
for the Templar cause! I
Let's
can't
disquiet
give
him.
up!
Somebody looking to die? The zone seems to be clear now.
I'll find the person responsible for this violent attack. There we go. Now.
I'm ready for you.
You've got our attention now, much to your misfortune.
I will keep this area secure. Come on. I've still got some fight in me.
That's enough. I'm leaving.
Threat probability high.
Let's see some action!
You have violated the zone's security provisions. Threat probability high.
You've got our attention now, much to your misfortune.
Intrusion unresolved. Archiving data.
Don't need any backup for this. You've got our attention now, much to your misfortune. Locked and loaded. Come and get it. Dreadful racket. But I guess the rascal moved on.
It'll take more than that to stop a Templar!
Lieutenant, here is the soft key to the storage room at the back of the hangar. I need you to remove the Plague 11 files, the ones related to the cure, and bring them to me at the VIP overlook in Flight Bay 23. Meanwhile, here is the key to the suite on 108. It's time. Shut Apostle Core down, but do it quietly.
Unbelievable. The chairman himself is a Templar. Maybe you should locate the files he was talking about and confront him in the hangar bay. But first, check out that Apostle Core facility on level 109. Your assignment will be to eliminate Dr. Nassif before she gives any information to the Templar extremists or to the WTO.
Live explosive detected. Damage sustained. You have violated the zone's security provisions. Systems failing.
Welcome. Our enemies will become known to us. Return to the Medina for your company.
Found the molecular spec for the counter nanite. Now put an end to the chairman's scheme by reprogramming the nanoformer bots to synthesize the cure. The bot kennels under the exterior are level 107.
Stay clear.
How's it going?
Well, you again.
Did you turn up anything?
Sorry, I don't know anything about what's going on in there.
Well, thanks for your effort. I guess I'll just need to get in there and find out what's going on myself.
You're on your own now.
She's an impressionable little thing. You'll get your endorsement.
Hey!
Fellow WTO citizens, look about you with the splendor of the WTO enclaves. You enjoy a higher standard.
Alex, guess what I found out? Your name has appeared in the WTO crime database.
Did I do something wrong?
You're listed as a material witness in a criminal case filed by the Order Church.
I've had some contact with the Order, but I haven't heard about any legal actions.
The brief claims that the Arcology chairman suppressed research that could have cured the plague, and that you can testify accordingly.
Yeah, I dug that up. I wonder if it'll hurt the chairman's political career.
You're registered to receive a monetary reward. I can be your cashier if you wish.
Thanks.
Your input is appreciated. Let's talk again.
You're starting to seem more like a surveillance tool than a pop star.
My conversation style adapts to the user. Besides, people tell me things. The data must be handled responsibly. Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about, Alex?
You might like to know that your manager is taking bribes.
Oh? Bribes for what?
Endorsements for a particular brand of coffee.
Very interesting, Alex. Thank you. I'm so glad I have a friend I can trust. Testimony in a bribery case carries a customary reward. Shall I transfer the funds?
Thanks. What are you gonna do?
Oh, tra-la-la-la-la. I think I'll fire the bitch right now. You're one of my favorite fans, Alex. I'm ready to listen anytime you have something on your mind.
Just bumming around, you know?
Miss Withers called me herself. So, you prevailed.
I did what you asked. It looks like Pequod's image is going to get a facelift.
Thanks for your skill and discretion. Here's that biomod canister I mentioned.
Thanks.
Queequegs is finished. A year from now, no one, not even the poor in the Medina, will have to drink contaminated Scabland coffee. Congratulations. You've served the community well. I won't revel in a Queequeg's bankruptcy, but it would be good for consumers.